Hello, if you're watching this, you've purchased volume 1 of our Audacity tutorial series. Today we'll cover these tools: amplify, bass and treble, pitch, speed, tempo, pulse stretch, fade in and fade out. So now that we have Audacity loaded, let's load our sample track Kalimba from the Windows 7 sample music folder. Alright, now first thing we're going to do is change the pitch. So for the pitch we're going to go to effect after selecting both bars. We're going to go to Effect, and from there we'll see a drop down box which will load with all of our effect features on it, and we're going to choose Change Pitch. Now upon choosing Change Pitch, this huge little box is going to turn up with all these different features. You don't have to worry about that. This is only a basic tutorial. I'm going to change this in the box to 10, and from 10 we should be able to listen to a playback feature which will give us our edited sound, which is a change pitch of Kalimba. And at that stage you can just play to listen to it as long as you want. Press stop and use Control Z to undo or everything and start again. So for this part of the tutorial we're going to be changing the speed now. Let's go into effect and underneath change pitches, change speed. Now we're going to change this value here to 20. And from there, after it loads, we're going to have a sped up version of Kalimba. We can play it, and we can listen to it for as long as we want. We press the stop button at the top when we're ready. And at that stage, we can use the Control Z key bindings to once again undo our work. So for this tutorial, what we're going to do is now change tempo. So once we click the change tempo effect, we're going to change this to about 30 here. And from there we get to listen to this now new audio file with a changed tempo. At that stage, of course, we've just completed the tutorial, and we can press stop, we can use the Control Z keys, and now we're ready to go on to the next task. Okay, so now we're going to do the somewhat advanced tutorial. We're going to do the pulse stretch tutorial. So for pulse stretch, well, we don't really have to change any of the settings that come up here. They're all fine and well, but we do have to wait a while, so we'll be right back. In the meantime, please do feel free to enjoy some of this complimentary music. And we're back. So now what we're going to be doing is, now that the pulse stretch noise is loaded, we're going to decide to play this noise. Yep, and that's not a very nice noise, and it's fair enough. Pulse stretch is meant to be used to stretch noises. And what we're going to do now that we've played this terrible noise, is we're going to press the stop button for everyone's sanity, and we're going to use our Control Z bindings, and we're going to go to the next tutorial. Okay, so what we have next is the fade in tutorial. So if we go to the effects bar, we can go to fade in. So what we're going to do is select a small portion of our audio. Yep. And now we're going to use the fade in tool. Now if we play this audio, we can hear it fade into the track. Okay, so from there, once we finish playing it, we can always just stop it. And at that stage, we just deselect it, Control Z, and we're ready to move on to the next part of our tutorial. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to fade out. So we select a small portion of our audio, press fade out, and then once we press play, we can hear the audio fade out of the track. So what we do next is we can always press the stop button, which will of course stop it. Then we press Control Z, and we're ready to move on. Alright, so next up is the bass and treble feature. So what we're going to do is, you see we have the 3 different bars. We have bass, treble, and gain in decibels. For this example, I think we're just going to use a bass boost. So in doing so, we just max out bass, give it 0 treble, and absolute maximum gain. Alright, press OK. This is going to take a while, but it's going to transform the whole track into some heavy bass. So pressing play, we can hear just how heavy the bass is. There's absolutely 0 treble as compared to before, and there's a lot more decibels gained. Alright, pressing stop and pressing Control Z, and we're back to normal. Alright, so what we're going to do now is amplify it. So we're going to make this as loud as Audacity will let us make it. We're going to allow clipping. So what we're going to get is this really, really loud section of noise. Press play, and yeah, that's all we hear, just really loud noise. So we're going to press stop, and we're going to teach you how to do it the other way as well. So we're going to, okay, where's amplify? Yep, we're going to find absolutely no gain. We're going to actually take decibels off, and now when we press play, there's no noise. Alright, so we're going to stop that here. We'll hope to see you in part 2, where we're going to teach you how to use tones to wake up your neighbors. Thanks for watching.